Someone asks you for a favor you don't want to do, you feel the no form in your chest, and then you hear yourself say, sure, no problem. That's not weakness, that's not people-pleasing either, not really. That's a script your brain has been running since long before you had the words to argue with it. Psychologist Vanessa Bohns at Cornell has spent years studying exactly this moment, the split second between what you feel and what you say. In her research, people were asked to make simple, mildly awkward requests of strangers. Borrow a phone, get a signature, ask someone to fill out a survey. Before making the request, they guessed how many people would say yes. They were wrong almost every time, and not by a little. People consistently underestimated compliance by roughly 50%. Strangers said yes far more often than anyone predicted, because saying no, even to a stranger, even over something small, costs something that saying yes doesn't. Here's the part that explains your own life better than any of that. Bohns' research isn't really about why people agree to strange requests from strangers. It's about what no actually costs the person hearing it, whether they ever say the word out loud or not. Think about the last time you actually got to know, not the moment you decided it internally. The moment the word was supposed to leave your mouth. There was almost certainly a half-second delay, a flicker where your body braced before your mouth said something else entirely. That delay isn't random. Refusing someone activates the same social threat circuitry your brain uses to detect physical danger. Neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger at UCLA found that social rejection and social risk light up regions of the brain that overlap significantly with the ones that process actual physical pain. Saying no doesn't just risk disappointing someone. On some old, blunt level, your brain registers it as risking an injury. That's strange until you trace it back to why the wiring exists at all. For most of human history, you didn't survive alone. You survived as part of a small group, maybe 30 to 50 people, and your standing inside that group determined whether you ate during a bad season, whether anyone helped you when you were sick, whether you had backup in a fight. Being cast out wasn't an inconvenience. It was frequently a death sentence. So your brain built an early warning system for anything that might weaken your position in the group, and refusing someone, disappointing someone, creating even the smallest friction tripped that alarm. Compliance wasn't submission, it was insurance. Here's the twist that most people never connect to any of this. The same discomfort that makes you say yes to a small favor is the exact mechanism marketers and salespeople have been exploiting for decades, deliberately. Psychologist Robert Cialdini documented what's called the foot-in-the-door technique. Get someone to agree to something tiny first, and their odds of agreeing to something much bigger afterward jump dramatically, sometimes by double. It's not that the small request changes their mind about the big one. It's that saying no the second time would mean contradicting the version of themselves that already said yes once. Each agreement quietly raises the social cost of the next refusal. So the discomfort you feel before saying no isn't a personal flaw you need to fix. It's not proof that you're too soft or too accommodating or bad at boundaries. It's a survival calculation your brain runs automatically, weighing your standing in the group against a stranger's minor inconvenience, and the group almost always wins the vote, whether you consciously cast it or not. Watch for it the next time it happens. Someone asks to borrow something you'd rather not lend. Someone invites you to something you don't have the energy for. Someone asks a favor at exactly the wrong moment. You'll feel the true answer arrive first, clear and immediate. And then you'll feel the older system quietly override it, the one built for a version of life where disappointing 30 people around a fire could genuinely cost you everything. You're not weak for saying yes when you meant no. You're running code that kept your ancestors alive in circumstances that no longer exist, applied to a coworker asking to borrow your charger. Someone asks you for a favor you don't want to do, you feel the no form in your chest. And somewhere underneath that hesitation, 30,000 years of needing your tribe just made the decision for you, half a second before you did.